So this is it's a 4-day, it's called short form BSP. It's a 4-day advanced yoga and meditation program designed to enhance participants' perception and sensitivity to life by going beyond the limitations of body, mind, and experiencing higher levels of consciousness. So to do BSP, inner engineering, including the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, is a prerequisite. So you have to do that first before you do it. So this particular study was conducted at Indiana University School of Medicine, and it measured the impact of BSP. So participants attended the 4-day in-person BSP program, and the study measured depression, anxiety, awareness and observation of what's happening in the present moment, happiness, all these things were measured. Also, a couple of neurochemical markers were measured. Endocannabinoids, these are neurochemicals associated with enhanced mood and reduced anxiety, depression were measured. And we'll talk a bit more about that afterwards. And also brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is a neurochemical associated with neuronal regeneration. Both these things were measured.
That's great. Endocannabinoids is the same thing when people smoke weed and something like that.
And you know what? I'll come back to that. Yes, it's the natural cannabinoid. Now maybe we'll talk about that a bit more when we get to it. So let's look at so this is depression and this is anxiety. So this is pre-meditation, this is post-Bhavaspandana. So we can see that there's a sharp decline in depression after, senses of feeling of depression after Bhavaspandana.
Okay.
Same thing with anxiety, it's gone down. And this just shows the change. It shows that, you know, it went down, the depression scores went down, anxiety scores went down. So let's look at awareness and observation. So this is basically what people call mindfulness, which is just capacity to aware, attend to what's happening in the moment, right? Basically being perceptive of what's really there. People's capacity to perceive what's really there went up after Bhavaspandana. Likewise, their sense of happiness went up as well. Okay? So now let's go to the biological, the neurochemicals. We see that the endocannabinoid anandamide went, and also the nerve growth factor BDNF also went up. After. So this is basically, this means that the brain can regenerate itself, rewire itself. So I want to come to the question of endocannabinoids. And so the reason why cannabis can give people a euphoric effect sometimes is that because the body contains receptors and pathways for that already. So cannabis is an external, you know, THC or tetrahydrocannabinol that we get from marijuana or weed is an external substance that triggers a natural pathway, giving us euphoric states. So what it means is that a capacity to experience euphoria is within us.
Okay.
And for me, I have to say that when I did BSP, it was a great party. I had a good experience. I didn't quite feel the euphoria, but when I volunteered for BSP happened. I felt it, right?
Right.
I felt, you know, to be honest with you, I've also experimented with cannabis in my past, but now with this, I realized that it can naturally just happen. So, and this explains why, because BSP is causing a natural endocannabinoid to go up in the body, right? So we're generating natural cannabinoids to give us that euphoric state. So it explains in part why during BSP, people experience that sense of euphoria, which is one of the experiences. So
now we'll have an increase in rush for Bhavaspandana, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's very powerful, and I think, you know what, this is a very simplistic view, as you know, that it's a very profound process, but I think it just shows that what people are talking about isn't just in their heads. It's a neurochemical change that happens in the nervous system that gives them, you know, changes their chemistry from within. Yeah. So I can stop the presentation unless if you have some questions about any of the slides.
No. Like this is the first slide in my life. I think I'm very attentively listening. Usually I sleep in class, so I got everything. Like I perfectly understood.